the temple meditation on divine love. You're in a beautiful temple and you see an altar with a fire on it. You walk over to the fire and you realize that the fire is the warmth of God. And as the fire reaches you and warms you, you offer up to it anything that is within your heart that in any way limits you loving God truly and totally. You feel that warmth in your heart. And then you see a pool of water. And you dive into that pool of water. And as you're in the water, what you realize that this is the water of God's love, God's joy. It's ambrosia. And you're swimming in this, and you open your heart and allow this ambrosia to wash your heart clear of anything limiting you from truly and totally and completely loving God. You step out of the pool and you feel a breeze blowing upon you, and you realize this is the breath of God blowing into you, filling you from within, touching your heart and blowing away any trace of resistance, opposition to you 100% loving God. And then you sit on the earth and you feel the magnetic pull of the earth, the weight of your body as the magnetic pull of God in the earth. God is working upon your body from the earth, drawing any blockages to totally loving God out of your bones, out of your cells, out of your blood, out of your vibes, as you relinquish it all. Now you stand renewed and refreshed, and you see a table fit for a king, and you sit at the table, and when you place your hands on the table, you see a loaf of bread, and that loaf makes you feel the texture of God's flesh, the spiritual divine flesh of God. And as you touch that flesh, God blesses you with unlimited abundance. And feel yourself in the flow of this unlimited abundance as a gift of God that lasts you forever. A gift of God's love for you. And now you turn away and see a light, and you follow that light to a giant candelabra. And this light that you're in, you suddenly realize, is the light of God's mind. It's the light of God's mind, illuminating your mind completely. In a flash of light, you see all there is and know all there is to know. You smell incense, and you walk toward the incense, and you realize that this is the perfume, the fragrance of the divine that you're inhaling. And it fills your heart with absolute gratitude to God for freeing you to love God. And as your heart is just penetrating with this gratitude, the gratitude for this experience of the divine that you've had, and for the liberation to experience the joy of unlimited love for God, and all that comes from that, you feel so grateful. And then you notice a veil parting. And as you walk inside that veil, there you see the Ark of the Covenant. And you realize you are in the presence of God. God's present awareness of God's self. You are experiencing God's awareness of God's self, of God's own being. And that completes the temple meditation on divine love.